This is going to be a quick overview of the Minolta Vectis S-1, which is a very old, well, I don't know about the very part, but it's an old film camera that takes APS cartridges, which are a bit smaller. The frame is a bit smaller than 35mm. What I have here is the 22 to 80mm lens. As you've guessed, this is actually an SLR. It doesn't look like your average SLR camera. And it doesn't really look nice either. It makes me think of a washing machine without its lens. But anyway, there's a series of lenses you can use with it. I have here the 22 to 80mm, a very useful range. This camera is actually surprising for its age. It has some very interesting features. Well, as where do I start from? Let me see. And on the front, you only have the lens removal button, shutter release, nothing else. Here's the lens, and on the top it actually has a hot shoe mount for mounting Minolta proprietary flash guns, and as well as a built-in flash. So it actually has a built-in flash. I don't have the battery to actually start the camera, so this is only going to be an overview visual inspection. But here's the built-in flash. You can just pop it up when the camera has a battery. Okay, and you can also mount an external flash gun. On the right hand side, you have a switch to actually change the frame cut. So you have P for panorama, H and C for crop. I think H is probably the most you can get out of an APS frame. On-off button and then a film eject button. The film actually this pops up this way like this. You insert the cartridge, just close it, and the camera will do the rest. It'll just take the roll in to the first frame, or not to the first frame. We'll talk about this feature in a minute. And here you have a set of buttons: date, title, select. I have no idea what these mean. You have a dial here, rotating dial for changing the settings, and as you can guess, you can change the AV value here, change the mode. And here you have a switch that changes between two main modes. One of them is the more advanced aperture, shutter and manual settings, and one of them is for the scene mode. So here you have a list of scenes. You can choose which one you're selecting. Obviously there are portrait, landscape, macro, sport and night photography. And down below you have the tripod ring, the battery compartment, and here you have on this side you have an adjust dial for correcting the eyepiece. If you wear sunglasses or anything, you can do the correction here, the adjustment. What I find most interesting about this camera is on the front here. I don't know if my camera can see it. Yeah, I was probably not very well centered, so please excuse that. You have the water drop sign, which basically means this is waterproof. But more interesting is that it says mid-roll change. Now I looked that up on Google and found that this camera can actually save the frame that you're at in a cartridge, rewind the cartridge so you can remove it. You can use then a different cartridge. Say you can, for example, switch between color and black and white. And when you insert the old cartridge, it probably has a signature or an identity code that it recognizes which cartridge it was, and it fast forwards to the frame where you stopped. So this is something you cannot do with 35mm film cameras, because once you put a film in there, you can only remove it when it's completely done. There's no way to know which frame to fast forward to. You have to finish the whole film, rewind it all the way back and take it to development. This actually enables you to use 2 films or more at once, like for example using a color film or a black and white film at the same time, which is a feature that you can, nowadays you only think about when you're talking about medium format cameras. So I must say it was pretty neat to have in a camera this old. Also the focusing, now this is the zoom ring, and the focusing ring does not move anything. It's not mechanical. It's not a mechanical focus. It's actually electronic. So when you actually have a battery in there, you turn the ring sends a signal to the body sends a signal to the motor in the lens, which moves the focusing element. This is the kind of concept that you now see in Canon's EFM lenses, the latest mirrorless lenses. I'm not sure about STM lenses. Probably those as well. I don't know. Basically, you don't have mechanical focus. You have an electronic one. Now this camera, when I had the battery and tried it, it was a little bit too slow in responding to focusing, whereas the Canon, of course, is fast enough that you don't feel there's any delay between you turning the ring and getting the actual focus. But I must say, having the concept in a camera this old, along with the mid-roll change thing, has been pretty impressive for me. Anyway, I'm going to part with this camera tomorrow. I'm going to send it to someone in Portugal. So I just thought I'll just take a quick video of it or show it to the world. New technology isn't particularly always new, but sometimes you just need to improve it. Anyway, hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe. I'll probably be doing more later. Thank you.